And what is this?
Beerfest in
It's part of Oktoberfest?
Oktoberfest is for tossers and shapeshaggers. Beerfest is the ultimate test of a beer gamer's metal.
Where's the American team?
Yeah.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheap Seat Reviews.
Meow is the time to...
I did also write, that was an insane series of boobies and cheese.
Shit.
A few of my favorite things.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheap Seat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good.
Für das allgemeine Polo. Vernadert ist ein schwarzes kleines Schuhmatchen, das ein kleines Matchen ist.
Did you just say I'm from
afraid
the...
he just said that was the greater good.
I think
The
you just
greater
said
good.
it sounded like you said I'm in the Klan.
No. Dein ist schwarzes kleines Schulmädchen.
Oh, okay.
You
All
didn't
I heard...
sound as angry as I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should do it much angrier. Ist ein schwarzes kleines Schulmädchen, das ein kleines Matchen ist.
That's better.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says, but I'm pretty sure you just insulted my mom. This is episode 397.
I would never do.
I know you don't. I know. 397. That's right, 397, inching ever so much closer to the fabled 400th episode in which we will all die. Tonight we are talking about Beerfest, the 2006 movie Beerfest. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew. Wow, that's a lot of beer, Jimison.
Yeah. It's quite a bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. This
is really great for the listeners. They have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, Andrew just pulled out like a Stein. It comes in pints. Yeah, he's got a.
It does.
What you drinking? We don't usually ever ask people that, but what are you drinking?
This is a Highland thing from Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Sam.
Yes.
Das Boot, Vector.
Yes, and had already. If there was one way I was going to kill you tonight, I would certainly push you into a vat of beer, only to not only watch you drown in it, but to see your skunky beer face when you start trying to drink it. So,
because you know how it'd be miserable.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I am drinking a Corona Extra tonight with lime.
Oh.
So
Nice. How lovely.
Yes.
And making
So
their
that's very American.
yeah.
Very.
Making their Cheap Seat Reviews debut is Mike, Frog Monkey, Tabs. Women's clothing just seems to fall off very easily in this movie. And Caleb, there's no way landfill gets a woman that hot. All from the Happy Hour podcast.
Hello.
Howdy.
And Ribbit.
Hola. ¿Cómo está?
Hey, so welcome
That's
to
all the Spanish I know.
Oh, you're good. Sure. Welcome to the show. Thank you guys for coming. This is great.
No, thank you so much for having us. We have been fans for a while. You guys are awesome. Love your reviews.
Long-time listener, first-time guesting.
Oh,
wow.
Great.
Thank you guys.
That is very sweet. Yeah, I think, Mike, you messaged me like a while ago and like, hey, I really like your show. What can I do to come on? And I said, schedule. And that was kind of it. So
I started it. I wanted to say I started it. Somebody actually shared your Lord of the Rings post when you were like, what's your favorite Lord of the Rings movie? And I closely watched the poll, and when Two Towers won, no! And then Return of the King lost. And I was like, how dare you? Blasphemy.
Yeah, I was the one that requested that you guys do Superman the movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Sweet. Okay.
I do remember that. Yep. Yeah. See,
you're all welcome for that treat,
ladies and gentlemen. If you ask...
that was a fascinating movie, by the way. That
is.
That was a product of the 70s, but in so many different ways.
So many ways. Yeah, there was a couple people that when I posted that we were doing that said, "Hey, it's my favorite movie ever," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay, sorry." But that's
I was
okay.
one of those two.
Hey, have your movie. You like it. My favorite movie is weird, so it's fine. So yeah, gosh, Beerfest 2006. So this is obviously the movie you guys picked for this show, because I would never pick this movie, but
You had fun with it?
we will find out how much fun I had with this movie.
Spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Oh, we'll get to it. Yeah. It'll get soon.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to spoil my own podcast. That would be
no, that's my job.
Yeah, that's Sam's job here.
That's true.
So if you are like me and had never heard of Beerfest until about, whenever you guys asked me to do this movie, Andrew, please tell us what is, in fact, Beerfest.
Two brothers lose their grandfather. And in honor of their grandfather, they want to honor a family tradition by taking his ashes to Germany, where he's from, and burying them in Germany. I'm doing this off the cuff, by the way, because I don't like what IMDb says.
Well, you got to read what IMDb. What is their horrible write up on this one?
Well, I'll read that in a second.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, as they're in Germany, they end up in Oktoberfest, only to stumble into what is a beer drinking competition and sort of the Fight Club of beer games, known as Beerfest. So there we go.
Yeah, that works.
I did still a little from IMDb.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I had never heard of this until
No,
I had never heard of this until when they said, "Hey, we should do Beerfest," and it's like it's one of those things where it's like, have I heard of this thing before? I don't remember. So let's do 5-word reviews. Sam goes first.
Oh, okay, sure. Are you ready for this?
I don't know. Am I?
All right. Yes. Okay. My first review, and I have a feeling I'm going to upset some people with this, is who greenlit this mess? And then my second one is as funny as a hangover.
Oh, wow.
And I saw this a while ago, and I think I was drunk. And I think I was up late one night when I put it on like HBO or something like that. Now, I remember liking it, but putting on my review glasses, this movie just doesn't feel right. It doesn't, the pacing is all weird. The characters don't feel like real, I don't want to say real characters, but they don't feel like people. And I don't know if that's on purpose. I've never seen Super Troopers, so I don't know what else they do. But I didn't find it funny. And the only time I snickered a little bit was the granny and the gam and the sausage. And that was about it. It was interesting. I liked seeing all the beer games only because I played most of them. I knew about Das Boot's secret before they did. But I didn't find it all that funny. And, comedy is one of those hard type of things to review because it can either be, laugh out loud, roll on the floor, or it can be a ho-hum, half chuckle. And this one was definitely a half chuckle for me.
Sam, I think you should stop what you're doing right this minute, right meow, and go watch Super Troopers.
Okay.
Like right meow.
Yeah. Okay, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yes, I think that's actually pretty accurate. And what was that?
Candy bars.
What was that, Andrew, when we went and visited you in Asheville? What was that Irish pub that we went to?
I don't remember. I don't remember what it was.
Tabs knows.
Shenanigans.
There it goes. Tab knows what it was called.
Shenanigans? Was that what it's called?
No, it's the joke from the movie. Come on.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Pistol whipped.
Yeah. Jeez.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was really trying to think of the actual.
No, I don't care about the actual. Though we did go to an actual Irish pub and had Irish nachos, which were great.
Well, that's what confused me. I'm sorry.
I know.
Was there
Anyway,
shit on the walls?
Never funny when you have to explain the joke. All right, so there's Sam's 5-word review.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
All right, we'll go around the room here. We'll let Mike go next.
My review is that I thought it was an absolutely hilarious movie.
All right, nice.
Was that 5?
Absolutely hilarious.
He left some on the table, I think.
Yeah.
And
on, he's gotta get his
absolutely.
I absolutely love this movie.
There we go.
Okay. That's good. That's fine. She's there to keep you in check. I love it.
I don't know what I'd do without her, guys.
Oh, I totally understand. All right. Tabs, what you got? Besides a cough.
Sorry.
It's fine.
It was funny, fun, memorable, and Cloris Leachman.
Nice. Yeah, she is kind of one of my favorite parts of the entire
Cloris
film.
Leachman is one of my favorite actresses anyway. So.
Oh yeah. She's fantastic.
Yeah, when I was kind of shocked when I saw her and Donald Sutherland. I was like, wow, these are big name people.
Yeah.
Donald Sutherland was a big surprise. Absolutely.
Yeah, even though he did all of it from a bed, like he was on set for about 3 hours. He probably took longer in makeup than he did to deliver his lines.
Yeah.
All right, Caleb, what you got?
We'll change how you drink.
Oh, that's true.
Sure.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I like that a lot.
That is good. All right, and now mine, I guess. Mine is beer, and more beer. All right, there you go. And then also, beer drinking idiots drink beer. That's my.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, I had not seen this movie. I think Sam, you said you maybe remembered. Obviously, our guest had seen this many times. Caleb, I assume you've seen this.
I have seen it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
That's usually our drunken go-to movie. So whenever we hang out, like on Friday nights or whatever, it's like, hey, what do you want to watch? I don't know. What do you want to watch? Beerfest.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
After the children are laid to bed, it's Beerfest time.
No. Okay.
And beer time.
Beer time. Yeah, beer and beer. So do you guys have like a drinking game with this movie?
No.
Not really. Not yet. We haven't come up with one, but when we do, you guys will be the first to know.
Well,
I think it should be ram urine.
Ram urine and summer sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are actually, Caleb had the idea of this year on the 4th of July is getting a bunch of our friends together and actually holding the Beerfest games in our backyard.
Nice. That'd be a lot of fun. Just
we'll
don't
see.
literally kill the messenger. Don't do that.
Make no promises.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Sam sends us a message like sometime Sunday afternoon and said, if you guys made a drinking game of taking a sip of beer every time someone drinks a beer, you would be drunk by the end of the movie.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
No, let's go.
Yeah.
Game on.
Yeah, no,
We've done worse. We've done the 100 shots of beer in 100 minutes.
I'm not doing that.
Power? Oh, that's more than Power.
Maybe
Nice.
you all would be dead. I'd be
That's
fine.
true.
Yeah, Caleb
would be buzzed.
Like I said, guys, it will change how you drink.
Yeah, I think that was probably his comment was probably more directed towards me, who does not drink alcohol. So I think that was more for me. But for
well, even in my heyday in college, I could not make it to Power Hour. So I've never been a total drinker, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so so this movie. So Sam, you mentioned it already that comedies can sometimes be hard because sometimes the jokes work and sometimes they don't. And in a movie that is this, I'm going to call it farcical, like there are things that you just kind of have to, nod your head at.
Deal with. Yeah.
Like James Roday showing up as a messenger. He's our psychic connection. Like when he showed up, I thought that I laughed out loud with his horrendous German accent. But everyone had a horrendous German accent, I guess, except for the one guy that was actually German. Or there was like three.
Will Forte.
No.
Yep.
The two muscular guys are actual German actors.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them was Conan the Barbarian.
No.
What?
Yes, he was.
In what?
Which one?
Jason Momoa was Conan. In the remake, it was Jason Momoa. The other was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, he was in a TV show, I thought.
Oh, the series?
The TV series. He was Conan the Barbarian in the TV series.
The one that punched the pinball machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? That's interesting. I didn't know that. Honestly, I don't think I knew there was a TV series.
The series is very forgettable.
It was only like 2 seasons long, if that.
Yeah, if that. It was
After the
very
first
forgettable.
season, the second season kind of flopped. So
What am
But
I
yeah.
thinking? Oh, I'm thinking of Kevin Sorbo in Hercules, right?
that's probably what
that's
you're
what I'm
thinking of.
thinking
Yeah.
Okay. I can't even find this guy. I don't even know what his name is in the movie.
I bet Kevin Sorbo can drink a beer.
Oh, I'm sure
I bet
he
he
can.
can.
He's Hercules.
He's super religious, I do believe.
Is he? Well, you can still drink beer and be super religious.
Yeah.
If you're a Baptist or
He-
Catholic.
Have you met Kathy Lane?
Oh, Jesus drank wine. It's all fine.
Hey, Martin Luther brewed it. So
Yeah.
So I don't really know where to go with this movie. This movie cracked me up. Like, so from the very beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, this movie.
Am I
actually,
the only one that had a negative review with this thing?
Yes.
Well,
Probably.
No.
no.
Okay.
I will say this. This movie for me had moments where I was laughing out loud. But most of the time I'm laughing because of the ridiculous, which is what it's supposed to be, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be that way for sure.
right. Like again, Cloris Leachman slapping that sausage around. It gets funny because she's old. Right?
Yeah. And it's Cloris Leachman
Right.
doing
You know,
it.
yeah.
Gam Gam's a whore.
And it's the same joke that you get in Lake Placid when you hear Betty White say, "If I had a dick, I would tell you to suck it." You know, like
Bingo. That's
Yep.
my favorite line.
yeah, it's a great one-liner, and it's only great because she says it, right? If
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Pullman says it, no one remembers the line because then you would ask him, "Why are you saying if I had a dick?"
I don't know if Bill Pullman said it. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess
The
if he-
context would be weird. But
yeah, I guess if he did say if I had a dick, then it would be a little weird. You're right. But yeah, this movie. So the priest at the very beginning, right? That was a fun bit, right? When he looks like you think that the kid is getting ready to get his ass beat, and then he puts on his priest collar so they could go bury their grandfather. Like that was a funny bit. Like that worked for me.
that is my preacher right there. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
nice.
I'd go to church for that guy.
And play quarters.
Go drink beers in the basement before church starts. Hell yeah. Where do I sign up for this church?
Yeah, it does sound funny. Okay, so a few notes that I wrote down, and I'll let you guys talk about some of your favorite moments and stuff like that. But my very first note was Donald Sutherland's German accent is as bad as Kevin Costner's British accent.
It's pretty bad. I don't know if it's that bad, but it's pretty bad.
I mean, he stuck to it, right? He went for it and
Yeah,
stuck to it. I mean, it's terrible, but it was funny.
He sold it. I mean, as best he could.
Yeah. And I captured a little bit of his line that made me really confused about the writing of this movie, but that's fine. So I think I mentioned this earlier, and I'm going to let you guys talk because I feel like I've been talking this whole time. Is that I didn't know this was a Broken Lizard movie until I saw Landfill. Right, you know, like I saw that first guy, and I was like, he kind of looks familiar, but he doesn't have a real big role in Super Troopers. I mean, he does, but like not as big. But like when Farva showed up, I was like, oh my gosh, this is these guys, and then it made sense because the director of the film, Jay
Chandrasekhar.
Thank you. I would have
You're
not
welcome.
pronounced that correctly. You know, he's the cop but he's got that crazy handlebar mustache in Super Troopers. Like,
Ramathorn.
I didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
Team Ramrod.
Yeah. He's great. So like I didn't recognize him at all. In this
Yeah, and the
role.
guy that played Finch looks way different in the Super Troopers movie.
Yeah.
And so I had the same issue. I was like, these guys look familiar. And honestly, you know, the first scene when we see what's his name? Paul Soder, Jan.
Mm-hmm.
When we see him, we have a friend, Sean and Sam and I, whose name is Chris, and I thought, this guy, this is Chris.
Yeah.
On screen here, and it took me until I guess it was about the same time when we saw Landfill for the first time that I was like, oh, okay, I know who these guys are now.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they had done anything other than Super Troopers. I just hadn't seen
There's
anything
so
else.
much.
It's sometimes it's one of those where like when you see someone you think is familiar, you immediately shoot over to IMDb and look it up. And then when you see
like a
him, you're
trickle-down effect,
Oh,
like,
yeah, okay, I know
oh,
who
yeah.
this is now.
Yeah, in fact, I'm looking up the director here who has directed a bunch of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of stuff. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so he directed. I say this makes sense. So he does. Super Troopers was actually before this. Which
It was?
Yeah, it was 2001.
Oh wow.
And then they did.
I don't know why it feels it feels newer.
I think it's because I think it's funnier, honestly.
I think so.
But and then they do Club Dread, and then he does a handful of episodes of Arrested Development. Then he directed the Dukes of Hazzard movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's the Simpson one?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Wow. Okay.
that's actually a Broken Lizard film.
It is.
I didn't
They
know
have
that.
cameos in it.
I didn't know that. I've never seen it. So
I haven't either.
yeah, like I lived it, so I don't need to watch that movie.
Same.
We're all Southern gentlemen here. Well, and Tabby.
Thank you. I don't mind being called a gentleman. I'm used to it.
There's worse things you could be called, I guess. But like,
Like trash can.
Sure. It makes sense now seeing James Roday show up in this film because he must be part of, like, he's just buddies with them because he has a cameo in that Dukes of Hazzard movie. He's in this. And then he would go, this director would direct 5 episodes of Chuck, which I love. He did Blue Mountain State, which is really funny. And then he did 4 episodes of Psych. So this movie's got all kinds of Psych connections. That's great. That's really great. So yeah, he has done so much stuff. My gosh, go look at his IMDb page. It's really, really something. Especially where they have Super Troopers 3: Winter Soldiers. They're making a 3rd one.
Oh wow.
Yes. I'm
I
so
never saw
excited.
the second one.
I haven't
The
seen it
second-
either.
Honestly, the second one, I mean, it's really good. I enjoyed the second one quite a bit.
Good. Oh, he also directed
But
2.
it's-
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, there's also like Club Dread, Slam and Salmon, whole bunch of movies that you don't know about that they've done.
Yeah. Yeah, he did 2 episodes of Resident Alien, which is a really funny show that I like that's on Sci-Fi, starring Alan Tudyk.
That's okay. I started it, but I haven't gotten to finish it.
It's
I think
funny.
I'm like episode 4 in.
Yeah, season 1's really interesting. It ends in a really fun way. My wife and I are about halfway through season 2 of what's been aired. It's just a weird show. I mean, Alan Tudyk is just like, there was a man, like, you know how what's his name? The guy that played the Kingpin, who he had to play a bug.
Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio.
Like, he has to play a bug inside of a person. Like, how do you play that? But he played it great, right? So, like, Alan Tudyk's the same thing. Like, he's an alien pretending to be a human. Like how do you play that? Well, awkward.
It's fantastic.
It's great. He's so good. He just be awkward. So, okay. I really need somebody else to talk now because this is not my show. This is y'all's show. So
what do you want to know, friends?
Let's go.
Just tell us some of your favorite spots. Like, why is this like your favorite films? Each 3 of you tell me, please explain to me your movie.
I think it actually kind of brought us together a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay,
That movie's
like how?
kind of the synopsis for our podcast.
It is the synopsis for our podcast.
It's just for the past 7-8 years, Caleb's always come over to hang out and drink beers and watch movies with us.
6-7 years, yeah.
And 9 out of 10 times it's Beerfest that we end up watching, and we just drink beers and laugh together and have fun. And
always has funny parts in it that we always laugh about.
yeah, it's just a big part of like the 3 of us.
Catchphrases.
Oh yeah, and actually the line 1, we're not babies, 2, we're not drunk is the motto for our happy hour podcast.
Nice.
Because usually at the end of every episode, 1, we're not babies, and 1, we're really not that drunk. Now, guests on the other side, that might be a different different story, but
That's really cool. That's cool. Hey, I love it when a movie can bring people together and beer. That's great. What about you, Caleb? Any other like really favorite parts that you like?
Oh, favorite parts, all of it. their first when they first get everybody together, and they're just like, all right, we've got this keg, let's go at it, and they're just like, yeah. And so we just have that montage of them doing all the games, drinking and whatnot, and it goes to the next morning where we see where everybody's at, and you got Landfill on the floor in his kitchen by the fridge, and his wife's just like, oh no. She calls 911, and then Landfill wakes up. And it's like, oh, ham.
Yeah.
Nom, nom. That. I even wrote down. It's like Landfill, floor, ham. I don't know what it means.
I did like that. The director, I forgot his name, but Barry wakes up naked in the woods, having eaten a deer.
Oh yeah,
he went full Wolfman,
and his response was, "Not again."
Yeah.
Who's Barry Badgernath? Who's Barry Badgernath? Who's Barry Badgernath? Who's Barry Badgernath? Who's Barry Badgernath?
I like the big Beerfest scene at the end when they the second one when Team USA is involved.
USA.
I love the whole thing, the whole montage of it. And it's five friends that went on this trip competing in something that is like a collective interest amongst all of them, and ends up becoming this great Cinderella story where they get there and everyone's booing them and USA sucks, all this stuff, and then they end up winning the competition and they're immediately like amongst the favorites of all the fans that are in attendance.
I like that.
So what was your? I mean, obviously we all have favorite drinking movies, right? Mm-hmm. Especially back in college, there are always those movies that you open up a 24-pack and watch the movie and pass out to it. And yeah. I know for us, we had things like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou was always playing in the background for ours, and of course things like Old School was also. Yeah. Now see, I the reason why I had a hard time with this because I was going into it thinking it was going to be more old school than it was. I don't know, just chaos. But I just, for some reason, it didn't hit me as much as I thought it was going to.
Maybe you should get drunk and watch it again, and then you might find it funny.
That's what I'm thinking, right? I
that's kind of how you have to watch it.
In the right frame of mind.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was always stone cold sober watching this today, so that was probably you're entirely correct.
Well, there's your problem right there. Solutions.
That's how we do.
So is this like you go to a Marvel movie and you have to watch all 300 and something hours to know where you are in the universe? Is that kind of like a rule with these types of movies where you must?
Not really, no, because they're not. It's not a shared universe like the Marvel movies. Everything is its own. No, the cast is all the same, but everyone's different characters.
No, what Sam was saying is in order for you, like, if you want to watch Doctor Strange 2, you need to have watched all of the stuff going up to it. As in with this movie, in order to get this movie, you must be drunk. That's the. That's the compare.
No,
it helps.
Because I've enjoyed Super Troopers every time I've watched it, and guys, I'm not a state trooper. I hate to break that illusion that I give off that I'm a state trooper, but I am not one.
Okay.
But I still Super Troopers is just a good movie.
Sure. Yeah, I enjoyed Super Troopers too. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, compared to this one, I like Super Troopers so much better.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, the comedy was fresh and it was kind of a new way of doing things. And it was kind of a comedy that we hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
And so it was, and Sam, I still think Meow is the time to really watch that movie.
And jump from a tree on Nibbly Bibbly.
Yeah.
Sure.
These will all make sense at some point. I promise. Okay. Yeah, I as much as it kind of hurts me to say it, I kind of agree with Sam on this one. So I like some of the jokes worked, some of them didn't. But again, I am not this movie's audience, right? Like, let's just be fair. For those who listen to this show long enough know me. If you're listening to this show because if you're fans of the Happy Hour podcast, I don't drink alcohol and I have never been drunk. So, like, the idea that I have to be of a certain physical state of mind in order to enjoy another thing is kind of a foreign idea to me. Now, I know you're not saying that this movie can't be funny unless you're drunk. I know that's not what you're saying. Because, again, I still laughed at a lot of parts. I just don't think that, like, this movie, to me, I get in trouble for this one, too. I'm not a huge fan of Anchorman. I think it's fine. I don't think it's great. I think it's fine. But there are parts of that movie that are really, really funny. I know, Tabs. I'm sorry.
You shut your whore mouth.
Like, the whole Sex Panther. Like I'm saying, like there's so many bits in that movie that are funny, but it's not the situation where the sum is greater than some of the parts are greater than the whole, or whatever the phrase is. It's when what am I trying to say, Sam? The parts are the.
It's got its moments.
Yeah, I'm not digging you out of this one.
It's fine.
It's got its moments.
Yeah.
It's got its moments, but it's really not your cup of tea for the whole comedy bit that it's going for.
Yeah, well, and that's the problem with these types of movies, right? It's depending on the audience. The Hangover, I love The Hangover. All three of them.
I'm sorry.
I could just watch them over and over again.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, this one, it's a one and done for me, and I think it just depends on the audience that they're going for, and there's types of comedy. You could be, I saw a clip earlier today from The Mask, and I remember hating it because it just went really silly with Jim Carrey, and I just didn't find that as funny as I found other things. So. That's again why it's so hard to have a mass review of a movie, because you don't know who's going to enjoy it and who's not.
Now you also have to realize too is that during the time frame that it released, you had movies like Anchorman, you had movies like The Hangover, Beerfest. It was all based off of like college students or young adults or that time era where drinking was like the thing. So these kind of comical movies was the craze at this point in time. So they came up with something to connect with those college students who went to the movies on the weekends or after school.
And comedy's definitely one of those things that it kind of changes with the times. Like if you look at comedies back in the 80s, like anything with Dan Aykroyd and John Candy in it. Those movies to people nowadays probably wouldn't be that funny.
But those were like dad comedies.
But they're amazing.
But they are amazing.
Also, same thing with Revenge of the Nerds 2.
Yeah.
Those could not be made today.
Oh, God,
yeah,
no.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, heck, even, classics like Animal House. And there's some scenes in Animal House.
Yeah, definitely not Animal House or Blazing Saddles or.
Thank you. I was thinking of the Mel Brooks stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's no way it would be greenlit today because of just kind of societal norms.
Yeah. Blazing Saddles definitely would not get greenlit today.
No.
Could you imagine? Oh
my God. But I still think Blazing Saddles is a hilarious movie.
It is.
Oh, absolutely.
It is really funny, and it's great because
they push the envelope.
They do push the envelope, and they make fun of. I mean, they make fun of white people, and it's really funny. And and that's what makes Mel Brooks kind of a genius at the time, because he's making fun of everyone really in that movie. So it's kind of great. Mm-hmm. Not quite like South Park level making fun of everybody, but
but close.
Well, there's a funny, he isn't doing it with not even really a mean bone, where South Park kind of has an anger streak in it that feels mean sometimes.
You're not wrong. All right.
Oh,
yeah. But this movie.
Okay, so I've actually kind of pretty much done all of my notes. I didn't really take a lot of notes. I did write. Did he really kill himself on camera? So we'll talk about that in a second. That I'm kind of confused by Donald Sutherland's the lines that he says in that, and we're gonna get there in just a second. I did also write that was an insane series of boobies and cheese.
Talk about the Oktoberfest.
Okay,
scene.
all right. I will have to say that scene cracked me up even the second time. I thoroughly thought that was hilarious. So
yeah.
You know what scene? You know what scene really grossed me out though?
The mustard.
No.
Oh.
Well, that was close. It was the jerking off of the frogs. Like, do we have to? And it was green.
It was green.
And then he licks it. And he
How do you know?
sticks his tongue out and yeah.
It's the noise that the frog makes.
Yeah.
It was I think the noise from the frog was the joke.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, okay. All right, hold on, Andrew. We're here. You brought us here. Here. Okay.
What are you doing? We're extracting frog gamete for cloning trials.
You're jerking them off.
Who's a hippo?
Who's the hippo?
And I love that at the end he smokes a cigarette.
Yeah. Like,
Yep.
In the lab.
With all the chemicals and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be sanitary. But after that, it wouldn't be sanitary.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, that part was both gross and funny at the same time. But yeah, that when he gets hit with the green Jello to the face or whatever the hell that was, it was pretty.
But the line of "he's jerking him off."
Yeah.
That was the funniest part for me.
Yeah.
Is he jerking off a frog?
What are you doing? He's jerking him off.
But yet they stand there and have this conversation for like 3 or 4 minutes
while
the frog is getting faster and faster.
I mean, it's a long scene with that. I mean, you hear that for a long time.
And then
doesn't he like get? I think one of the scenes the frog gets angry and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and like continues.
But you could tell what really like when Fink's interest was really peaked and he was really at that like Zen moment was when they said big blonde Germans and he lights the cigarette and goes, "Tell me more."
Yeah. Yeah. That was I read that scene differently. That's interesting. Because no, seriously, because when they were like, "Hey, we're going up against the Germans," and he was like, "Really?" Like, and he goes, "Yeah, these big blonde Germans." He's Jewish, so I was taking that as in he's looking for some revenge, kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I read it that way as well.
Oh, okay.
But that's why you could see like that grin that he had with that cigarette in his mouth. Like, okay, now I'm interested. If we're competing against them and we're going to beat them in their country, I'm in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just make sure I read that the same way. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, same way. Yeah.
I was also really surprised that Farva died in this movie. And then magically he has a twin brother named Tex, like who apparently is better in bed than his brother.
Landfill.
Oh my gosh, that was just too funny. And just so things aren't weird, just call me Landfill.
Yeah. At his brother's funeral, hey, can you call me by my brother's nickname?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? And then they chug Fosters.
Yeah.
And it's like, he told me everything about you guys, And it's like we never even lost landfill.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what was the point of this?
Yeah, exactly.
Whole death of landfill? Because I'm pretty sure originally that's where they had planned on ending the film. Right there.
Well, I honestly think they had to find a way to write in that arc, right, where all of a sudden
where Monique or Cherry gets caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that and just to get the team back together.
Yeah.
Or separate them. I can't remember what happened right there, but but
It
I
was
think,
to get them back together because they fought.
Yeah.
Well, it was a very short.
Oh yeah.
We're done, and then landfill shows up, and he's like, "I'm just gonna, my wife's leaving me, the lies, blah, do. So he's gonna go drink some, beer.
Goodbye, everything.
And then he runs into, Monique stealing the recipe, and then that fight scene happens. Gets
Terrible.
pushed into the, vat of beer. And I mean, if you're gonna go out, what a better way to go out? Am I right though?
In a big,
I can think of about 17 better ways to go, but like,
I mean, I can too, but that's one of the best.
That's in Caleb's top 5.
I was gonna say that's like top 20.
Well, as soon as he goes down and starts like sucking it in like a fish, my wife goes, "Okay, yeah, that's what's gonna." He's gonna drink all of it and be fine, or like drink enough of it so that he can stand on his tiptoes to breathe, right? And but that fight scene. Let's talk about that fight scene for a second. Good Lord,
Oh my God.
Like
It
they
was
both
violent.
would have died from that fight scene. I mean, he's kicking her in the ribs, he's banging her head against that metal pole, and then she hits him with like a monkey wrench or something. I mean, they both would have killed each other.
Okay, I do have an issue with that whole scene. They're beating each other's heads on everything that's made out of steel and iron, and there wasn't a drop of blood spilt anywhere.
Well, they
Not
had to
even a
keep that
bruise or a
rated,
scratch.
that rated
Rated R. I mean,
Oh, was it
was
R? Okay.
yes,
Was it
there's
hard R?
naked
Yeah.
women everywhere. I mean, like, and there's
What?
F-bombs, and of course this movie was R. Oh,
Okay.
It was a hard R.
yeah, this is a hard R.
R.
I honestly think is that they spent all of their money, all their budget on beer. They didn't have enough money for
For
makeup
fake
and
blood?
Yeah, all of the makeup went on that one guy's black eye. That was it.
Yeah, through the whole movie.
Yeah. I don't think there was any blood in the movie. Maybe that was a conscious effort on their part.
I'm sure it was. Probably.
Yeah.
If people are going to be
No,
drunk,
there was blood.
was there?
Yeah, whenever Barry Badgernath woke up.
Oh
after killing
yeah,
the
that's
deer.
right. When he
Oh,
ate
the deer.
But it
that
wasn't
was
true.
deer blood.
It was
not
deer
That was their
blood.
blood budget.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
That was their blood budget, was the deer.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to. They're like, oh, there's gonna be drunk people watching this. We don't want them throwing up because there's blood on screen, so we'll keep it.
But the rotting deer corpse is okay. We'll leave that.
It looks fake.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
It looks fake enough. It's not a big deal. You see that on the highway when you're driving to work anyway. It's fine.
That's true. Around here, you see about 100 of them a day.
Sure. Oh, you're in the Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. My father-in-law told me this fun stat once. There are more deer killed by cars in the state of Pennsylvania than are shot in like the next 3 neighboring states or something like that.
That's
I
true.
can imagine it. I driving up to Wisconsin in November last year. There was deer on the side of the highway everywhere during rutting season. So they're just stupid. They're stupid animals.
Yeah. If you
But
want
they're
not
delicious.
if you want a really good laugh, go Google Lady Deer Crossing. It's
That's-
I know what you're talking about.
Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go
I'll show you
blind?
later.
no, it is hilarious radio. This seriously, just Google Lady Deer Crossing. It's worth the 3-minute video that it is. It's fantastic.
3 minute 46 seconds.
Yeah, he's got it.
Caleb's on it right now.
That's his ringtone. All right, I am going to play some more clips here because I think that is what I should do. So this is the opening clip. This is where, again, Donald Sutherland kind of confused me. So here we go.
If you're watching this, then I have croaked. Now I will never know what happens on So Young and So Restless. But seriously, I wanted to thank you all for what you have added to my long and happy life.
All right, so what I'm confused by is he says, if you're watching this, that means I've died. But at the end of the video, he kills himself.
Yeah.
So, like,
But in a lot of those videos, people play after they've died. Like, if you're watching this, I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's kind of the setup to those videos.
Yeah, but you don't set that up knowing you're going to kill yourself at the end of the video.
That's why it's silly.
I don't know.
Like, because the way he makes
Maybe.
it sound like it was if I've died, I'm not gonna find out what happens in Young and the Restless. Oh well, like, no, you killed yourself at the end of the video. So maybe if you wouldn't have done that, you would have found out what happened next time on the thing with the people. Anyway, it was just a weird. It's just a weird thing I picked up on. It's not important at all. His accent was the best part. Okay, I love a good yodel. It's loud, sorry. I did not mean for that to be 1,000 decibels. Everyone just...
I'm
What?
good.
Yeah,
that kind of caught me off guard.
In my headphones, that shit was loud. So,
No, it wasn't that loud at all.
Yeah,
I work around airplanes.
right, but people listening, that was offensive. All right, let's see.
What I mean by it caught me off guard was the him actually singing it, not the clip that you just played. It's blasting my ears off.
Yeah. What is the password? And he just does that. It's
It's
funny.
well, and that he stuck with it the whole time because I expected it to last, a couple seconds, but he that whole clip is him singing the entire thing.
That's 11 seconds of yodeling.
Password.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was last year's password.
After they have drunk so much beer that they have no alcohol tolerance, and then they had to give him Goldschlager just to get him to the point where he would remember
You can see the
the
gold
password.
on his lips.
On his lips, yeah, it looked like he, that was funny. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a little bit of, here's a fun beverage for you.
They also practice by drinking the urine of a ram.
The what?
They drink ram's piss.
My lovely lady.
There's
the urine.
There's so much more of her I could have captured, but I didn't feel like bleeping out F-bombs and stuff. So
I think what's funny, that scene, it was Cloris Leachman channeling her character from Young Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But as a
Frau
whore.
Brüller.
But as a whore.
I also love the her weird cameo in the Adam Sandler comedy The Longest Yard.
Mhm.
Yes.
She makes him she's like smacking him on the butt while he's running around in just his underwear.
With the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I love that.
What were you gonna say, Andrew?
Well, I was just going to say that my favorite role of Cloris Leachman, other than Granny in the Beverly Hillbillies, is on the show Raising Hope, where she plays the grandmother on that show. She's hilarious.
She is.
Has she only ever been like grandma? You know what I'm saying? Like I know at some point she was young, but it feels like she's been playing grandma for 30 years.
Yeah.
That's because she's like the angry but fun grandma.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, she's the perfect character actor. Yeah.
exactly. Like she's the grandma that we all wish we had.
She's the grandma
And I
I
think
wish
she-
Sam had. You know, like I want to go visit Sam's grandma. I don't want her as mine.
That's who
Oh,
I'm
I-
gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I can
accurate.
see that.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
I think she's also an actor that has always had an older look, even when she was younger, and so it was easier for her to play those roles because in Young Frankenstein, that was like 1974, but she still looked fairly older. And then when she
60s,
played
50s, 60s, yeah.
when she played Granny in the Beverly Hillbillies, I remember my mom saying, "That's Cloris Leachman." I mean, she's not that old, and of course they put makeup on her to make her look older and age her. Yeah, but I think she just always kind of has that natural older look.
Because I think
she's been typecasted.
yes, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
As
Or-
the grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually looking at a picture of her, a young picture of her. I mean, she looks fantastic in this photo I'm looking at. But you're right. Even in this photo, which she's probably like 20, she still looks like she's 40. I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
She just has this kind of grandmother. She also kind of reminds me a little bit of Sound of Music lady.
Julia
Roberts.
Yeah, Julia Roberts.
Who said Julia Roberts?
Sam. Sam always.
Rude.
Sam is always bad at names. It's great. It's always fun listening to what he says. It's actually more fun than getting the name right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was born in 1926.
They are two totally different sides of the spectrum when it comes
I don't know.
to it.
I could see Julia Roberts running through the hills of Switzerland. So,
but could you see Julie Andrews playing with a sausage?
a pretty woman, yeah.
Being a prostitute,
Sure.
yeah. giving a BJ to Richard Gere, sure. Why not?
God,
absolutely.
That's a deleted scene.
Wait. I'm trying to picture Julie Andrews as giving a BJ.
Oh, Julie Andrews, Mary Poppins? Sure.
A few of my favorite things.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
my Lord. Oh my God, I can't believe Sam just did that.
That made my whole day right there. I'm never gonna watch Mary Poppins the same again.
No kidding.
You just changed that whole movie for me.
Yeah, and the
But in
Princess
a fun
Diaries
way.
too. Yeah, that's a different movie now.
There you go.
Oh, good Lord. All right, time for this clip here.
More than a spoonful of sugar. I'll tell you that.
Oh, Sam's still going. Hold on.
We'll discuss it off air.
Oh my Lord.
Jesus Christ, Sam.
And I was told to be PG-13, and look at him go.
I can tell Sam's got a beer in his hands because this is unique. All right, time for this scene.
I wish it were winter. We could make it into ice blocks and skate on it, and then melt it in the springtime and drink it.
It's such a weird delivery.
I love that scene.
I was waiting for the next line, but
No, I didn't. I didn't do that. I didn't copy the next line. But like,
I was secretly hoping there were more blooper scenes. There has to be more
There
blooper
is.
scenes.
oh,
There's a
sure.
I
gag
couldn't
reel.
There is
find
a
any
gag-
on YouTube. Is there a
There's a-
gag reel somewhere?
Yeah, there's a gag reel on YouTube.
Oh, I couldn't find it when I was looking for it afterwards.
I'll send the link.
Yeah, send the link. I'll check that out. Because this sounds like, I mean, they did this, I think, in the end credits where he couldn't keep a straight face with
He
it.
couldn't.
so.
Yeah, he couldn't do. But I don't know. There's just something about the way he delivers this line. Just
I wish it were winter. We could make it into ice blocks and skate on it, and then melt it in the springtime and drink it.
it's just. It's like a little child. It's so funny. All right, here for those who are fans of the show Psych, this is Sean Spencer with his weird German accent.
I have this special delivery for Herr Baron.
Can't you see that we are training here?
I'm so sorry, but this package comes all the way from America, yeah? And look, it is marked most urgent.
It makes me laugh because he still just sounds like Sean Spencer pretending. Like I still think that that's Sean Spencer pretending to do a thing in this movie. Like he's from Psych, and that he somehow escapes the beer death.
I'm so confused why people with German accents or fake German accents decide to up their register. You know, it's always up here when we start talking German. Yeah.
I think they're supposed to. The reason it was so bad was it was intentional because it was supposed to be stereotypical.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
and his horrible wig.
Well, I think like everyone in this movie is the stereotype, right? Like the Irish guy, like, hey, this is my friend, and then he slaps him in the face. You know, like,
oh yeah,
like every stereotype was on. Every white
And like the
Anglo-Saxon
USA team.
one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like everybody on the USA team, their like lives were completely ruined.
The British team is they're dressed like soccer hooligans. Yeah. The American team is wearing the 1996 Olympics jumpsuits.
Yeah.
The Irish team has on fedoras and four-leaf clovers on their t-shirts. The Mexican team is dressed like the Three Caballeros from Disney. the drinking team from India, they're wearing the Bollywood attire. Or I mean, every team was a stereotype.
Yeah.
The Swedish team looked like, swimsuit models.
Yeah, and they were topless.
Were they? Did I miss that?
They opened
No,
up.
they
Their
were
that was-
wearing like
That was the Swedish team?
They were wearing puffy vests.
Oh, okay.
Sam's like, well, I got to go back and watch this now.
Hold on, yeah.
There's more boobies.
Yeah, that movie scene in the beginning of the movie, I mean, it made me really laugh out loud. And of course, my wife looked over and goes, "Who picked this movie?" I said, "It was our guests," and she said, "Oh, okay." Because usually,
well, I mean, we can't say much. Zombievers.
No, yeah, we've
right?
picked some shit films. I mean, like real bad films. I mean, this at least is well made and funny. Zombievers is just a bad movie, but we still laughed at it. And I wish I had the clip.
Like a Power Ranger.
Yeah, the Power Ranger clip is still funny. I wish I had it, but
I do too.
So one of my my I wouldn't say one of my, well, the whole movie's probably my favorite scene, but I really like when they go into the house party and they walk in and they're like, "Who ordered the Queer Eye?" And then they start like rocking it out and they do like the strikeout. It's like, "I've never slept with," what's his coach?
I've never fooled around.
I've never fooled around with shit.
Never fooled around the.
Blanchfield has to take a drink.
And then they start boxing while wearing like a wedding gown and a tuxedo. And then the
powder
cops.
blue tuxedo.
It was Jeff Daniels' tuxedo from Dumb and Dumber.
Another great movie, fantastic movie. And then like the cops come and the kids scatter, and all of them are like, "What?
Well,
Are we supposed to run?"
Well, they do run, which is funny because it's like these guys are in their 40s, right? Like there's no reason for them to run other than maybe that they might get in trouble for having drinking
Underage.
with
With
minors,
underage, with minors.
So, I intend to say this at your funeral, Sam. Just so you know.
Oh, you think you're going to be
One time.
second?
Oh no, as many times as you threatened to kill me, I am 100% confident that your wife will kill you before you get to me. So.
Oh, okay. That is very true.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, so this is what I will say at your funeral.
One time, he farted an entire plum.
I don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but my God, I lost it.
let me introduce you gentlemen to my wife. That if she goes first, I will be saying that very line.
Yeah.
As requested. As requested by her.
Oh my gosh, it caught me so off guard because everything is just kind of fine, you know. It's just like he was a good guy, he picked on us, he loved life, and this and that, and boy did he love his food, and then just the
One time, he farted an entire plum.
like it's just such a weird thing to say, but God, it caught me off guard. Oh, all right. This line also makes me laugh because all I have to say is this is an indictment on the American education system.
Looks like we got the Brits in round one. We already kicked their asses in WW2. Cheerio, let's do it again.
Drink well. Drink with.
So, yeah.
But the thing that's funny about that is there are people that would totally hear that line and go, "Yeah, we did."
Yeah, we did. Well, and they would say it with that accent too, because like, what makes the line funnier is the Texan accent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what makes it funnier is that the way he says it. And then this was the my favorite trope of the movie is the heroic speech, and not only is it a trope in the movie, they make reference to it being a trope in the movie.
Hey guys, this is that moment. The moment that only exists in sports. The moment where the good guys take on the bad guys. The moment that if this was a speech in a movie, this would be shown up on the Humongatron to get the home team fans fired up.
The Humongatron. I love that too. That's not a thing.
And they're the good guys, and we're the bad guys. No, wait, what?
And I'll be damned if I let the good guys win. No. We're the good guys. Oh. And just starts it right back over.
This is the moment of the sports.
So this is a weird observation, but I'm going to say it anyway. So that guy talking, right? He's one of the lead dudes. I'm looking for his real name. I can't find it. It is something. Eric Stolhansky.
Stolhansky.
So, do you guys know who Tig Notaro is?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, comedian.
Yeah, comedian.
Yeah.
She was the pilot in that bad
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
movie, right? She's also.
Did you say it was bad?
It was amazing.
It's a terrible film, and it's
How dare you?
And it is a insult
We're
to.
done.
It's an insult to humanity that it was the Oscars, People's Choice Award bullshit. That movie is terrible. There's nothing
You're
good.
terrible.
That movie is terrible. It's bad. Anyway, she's in it, and it's fine for her. She's fine, but she's also she's in the new Star Trek stuff too. Anyway, she and this dude, they look alike. They physically, like, if I were to put their pictures next to each other, because there's a couple of moments when his hair is all crazy and he's kind of got this kind of confused, like when he's drunk, kind of confused look on his face. It kind of looks like her. Anyway, it's just a weird observation.
Wait, which character?
Todd Wolfenhausen, whatever his name is, the main
okay.
the main
Von
guy.
Wolfhausen.
Yeah, kind of
Todd Von Wolfhausen.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that now.
He and her kind of look alike. It's kind of a weird thing. Maybe someone should do a mashup for me, and I'll. If I
They're related. They're related.
Are you serious?
No.
Okay. I mean, like, if you would have said because of like Natara was like her married name. Like, if you would have said they're cousins, I would totally believe you because they look so alike. It's weird. All right. Somebody is good at Photoshop needs to put those two people next to each other or something.
I'm on it.
All right, cool. Time for... Oh, wait, hold on. Before I move on, I will say this next segment is sponsored by... All right. So, I do this.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
It is time for the game. That's right. We play a game now. This is a game that Andrew has so lovingly called, Hey, Did You Notice? I don't know why I keep adding the hey. That's not written on the script. It's just, Did you notice? I don't know why I keep
I like it.
You got to
I
get
like
the attention.
Hey. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
should I keep the hey? All right, fine. Hey,
Sure.
it's in the
Yeah,
script now. Hey,
I mean, isn't
exclamation
that
point.
what you do to the kids?
Hey,
Whenever you try and get their attention, hey,
get
hey.
over here.
Hey.
There you go.
I
We're
usually
just getting your attention. That's all we're doing.
I usually just say no Xbox. That gets his attention pretty fast. Hey, did you notice? This is a game that Andrew will ask. So the way we're going to play this is going to be the three of you on one team versus Sam.
Okay.
Oh, what?
You know what? I tell you what, Sam. I tell you what. You and I will be on a team, and there'll be the three of them. So the three of them versus you and I. Because I don't know the questions. I don't know the answers. It's all Andrew. He has all this information. So what this is a back and forth, best of 5. Andrew will ask a question, and these are questions based on the movie we just watched. Is it trivia based? Absolutely not. It is how closely did you watch the movie? So, Andrew, take it away.
How well do you know it?
Yeah.
All right, so this first question goes to our guests as usual.
Yeah, they're going to kill us on this one, by the way.
They probably
If they're watching it a lot, this will be interesting.
All right. At Das Boot, there are ring girls holding up signs at the Beerfest games, and they're wearing sashes. What do those sashes say?
I know one of them is Miss Yeast.
Yes.
It's more or less just the ingredients that go into what makes beer and what, But Miss Yeast is the one that sticks out most to me.
Do you have a guess for the other?
Must be Miss Barley.
Very close.
Go with Miss Hops.
It is Miss Hops, yeah. So I give you guys an award of 1 point.
Yay!
For getting that correct.
We'll take it.
All right,
Better
so
than
the
a
next
half
question.
point.
Yeah. The next question goes to Sam and Sean.
Mm-hmm.
How many beers did Landfill drink which got him fired from working at the brewery?
Oh, it was 43 or
I thought it was 33 a day, wasn't it?
oh.
I can't remember.
I guess yeah. My vote's 43. You say 33?
Yeah.
All right, we'll say 33.
That is incorrect. So it now goes to the other team. Can they still? Do you know the answer?
It's 43. 30. What'd you say?
They said 33.
They said 33.
Yeah, 43.
Caleb?
The answer is 45.
45.
I was close.
damn.
I said 43.
Yeah.
Does
Very
that count for
close.
anything?
No.
Very close.
Half a point.
All right, so this one again goes back to our happy hour guests. What country does Germany beat playing dice, and what's the total on the die?
They beat Mexico.
They do beat Mexico, yes.
The other part is I believe so.
I want to say Mexico in 7.
Mexico is correct.
Caleb, do you want to weigh in before this last one?
I'm thinking. 'Cause, yeah, we all know it's Mexico.
No, he said. Wait, how many? Are you asking what Mexico got or what Germany got?
What was the score shown on the die? Because there was only
the score,
or the total shown on screen. Because the die was only shown once.
Yeah, he said Snake Eyes. That's 2, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you guys the point anyway. It was actually 3.
It was 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking
he
11.
said, "Ooh, Snake Eyes."
Yeah, so you got the Mexico part, so I'll give you the point on that one. That was kind of a twofer anyway. All right, now we go back to Sean and Sam.
Mm-hmm.
When going to pick Barry up, Barry offers the team sexual favors. $1 to look at it, $2 to touch it, $3 to watch him touch it, and $5 gets you what?
Wasn't it something stupid like
I know
it was $5 to touch his toes or something, right? Wasn't it something with his toes?
Yeah, it was something with feet. I thought
yeah,
it has to be right, like something with their feet, because the only part of that scene I remember is you can get a ZJ. And he's like, what the hell is a ZJ?
You could get a BJ for a CJ and a ZJ. What's a ZJ?
Yeah,
if I have to tell you, you can't afford it.
Yeah, a BJ, an HJ, and the ZJ. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell is a ZJ? I don't. Yeah, touch. You touch his toes.
Yeah.
All right. There's more to it though.
Oh Lord.
You touch his toes, and then you touch his. I don't know, man.
All right, happy hour. It goes to you.
To touch his toes while I touch your toes.
No, that's not it.
Is that not it?
Nope, that's not it.
$5 to touch.
$5 to touch it while I touch my toes. $6 to touch it while I touch your toes.
Yeah.
But he never finishes the sentence.
But he never does finish that sixth one.
What are you reading from?
Yeah,
I think Tabby's cheating.
So she's got the script there. Bro.
Yeah.
So that's So it's $5 to touch it while he touches his toes. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
All right. So last question. This goes back to happy hour,
which they've already won. So,
not
yeah.
You've already won, but I just want to know if you know the answer.
Bonus question.
When the German team is drinking the ram's urine, the ram is shown in front of the team. Yes. What is noticeable about the ram?
It's female. No.
Isn't it wearing like a diaper?
It is wearing a diaper, yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
They didn't want to miss you.
Clearly,
how else would
clearly
you collect?
You guys have the knowledge of this film.
How else would you collect ram urine? Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Just squeeze it out of the diaper.
Gross.
Oh, it is gross.
So
Oh.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats.
If you want the juice, you gotta earn the squeeze.
That's right. All right, time for this.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Top 3 drunk scenes. Favorite scenes from movies where people are drunk, or the characters are drunk, or the actors, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. I don't know. I will, however, say Sam goes first.
All right. My number 3 is when Doc finally takes the shot.
Nice.
And Back to the Future 3.
That's good.
My number 2 is the nerd finally drinking, and Paradise City is being played in Can't Hardly Wait.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 1 iconic movie scene was Quint's shark speech about the USS Indianapolis in Jaws.
In Jaws.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a really good scene. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Mike.
My number 3 is the the beer games in Beerfest.
Okay.
At the second Beerfest with Team America.
America.
Oh, this is the movie we just saw. I was about to say, is there a
Yes.
second Beer Fest out there? Okay.
No, the second one would be Pop Fest, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
With Willie Nelson, by the way, where did that come from?
Surprise!
I love that they got that.
Yeah, but what is he doing? Like, they probably went to Amsterdam. He was just there on the street. So
I know, but he was alive. Like, he could. It was a weird seeing Willie Nelson not like hobbling over and old. So anyway,
my number 2 is E.T. When E.T. drinks all the Coors, because it is so adorable to watch him put on ladies' clothes and watch Sesame Street and get drunk.
I do that on
we
Tuesdays.
all do that.
It's so adorable because E.T. is the most precious thing in the world to me. And my number 1, I do have an honorable mention before I say number 1, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
My honorable mention is the cop car ride in Superbad.
All right, yeah.
When they're listening to Van Halen and then they blow the cop car up.
Is that where they're drinking out of the detergent bottles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And my number 1 is the house party scene in Old School with Hank the Tank and Snoop Dogg.
Sure.
And streaking down at the quad.
We're going streaking. Bring your green hat.
I love that line so much.
Yeah. All right, Tabs.
Oh, my go. My number 3 is in Shaun of the Dead, where they are sitting at the table after Liz breaks up with Shaun, and it's kind of like foreshadowing to what's going to happen. But Ed does Clive, and at the end of it, they see the zombies and like that whole scene.
There's so many good scenes in Shaun of the Dead, by the way.
There really is. That's actually one of my top 5 favorite movies. My second one is the Barry Badgernath bar scene where he wakes up the next morning and he's trying to remember what happened in Beerfest, like in that scene. And she's like, oh, how about a little slap and a tickle? And he heard, how about a slap and a pickle? And that scene, I died. And then my number 1 is going to be the bar fight in World's End. Like the main bar fight where like all of them
at the Beehive.
Yeah,
at the Beehive.
Sean, you haven't seen that one yet. We need to get you to see that.
Well,
that one.
we'll do it for the show. We will have done the Cornetto trilogy on the podcast. Yeah.
We just did the Cornetto trilogy last month.
So good. Yeah.
And World's End is one of our favorites together.
Absolutely. I walked into World's End without knowing a single thing about it, and I'm very fortunate to do so because it was so much fun.
That's awesome. I mean, they have no like connection except the actors, but World's End is fantastic. And that bar scene is just action packed and all 5 of them, well, 4 of them are completely wasted, and yet they're still like action heroes, and like they just the blanks just keep coming at them and they're still fighting all of the blanks.
It's my favorite of the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah, but that's my number 1.
All right.
Nice. Thank you, by the way.
Caleb.
All right, so for my number 3, y'all have seen Billy Madison, I assume.
Of course.
What does he chase? It's that damn penguin. So whenever the penguin's there, boom, chef's kiss. Number 2, Love Stinks from The Wedding Singer.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
And now I want to break off my obsession with Adam Sandler here. My number 1, just Beerfest.
Of course.
The whole movie?
All of it, yes. Just love Beerfest.
All right, my number 3. Let's see. We've got a couple of little shared ones, and that's okay. So I'm going to switch out one of mine for my honorable mention. So Wedding Singer was in here. I'm going to switch it out with the Super Mario Brothers because the two actors were drunk the entire time because it was such a shit film.
Thank you.
Yeah, literally.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, the actors have been on record saying we were drunk the whole time. My number 2 is also old school, and my number 1 is Legend of Drunken Master.
Jackie Chan. I love that movie so much.
It's such a good movie. I could do an honorable mention. I usually try to find a way to connect Star Trek somehow. There is kind of one scene where Kirk is a little hungover in Star Trek 6 from drinking too much Romulan ale, but there's no like drunk moment. It's just he's bitching about a headache. So I just think that means Kirk is a lightweight.
Damn it. I forgot about that one. Mike just reminded me in Lord of the Rings.
Merry
and Pippin.
Yeah.
Sitting on the wall in Two Towers.
Yeah.
The salted pork is. Yep.
I was talking about the Green Dragon.
Yeah.
Or when Gimli was drunkish. Oh, how did I forget that one? Ah. I feel a slight tingle in my fingers. It is the hairy women who go. Yep. I'm dumb.
And if we wanted to do some Star Trek and honorable mention in the redoing of Star Trek with, I can't remember when it came out. Chris, yeah. But
what's his name? Chris
Pine.
Chris Pine.
Steve Trevor.
That bar scene before he joins up with
That's true.
Starfleet.
He does get into a bar fight. You're right. That's a good
bar
scene.
fight. Who doesn't enjoy a good bar fight?
Yeah, and not only that, but then he got to touch Zoe Saldana's boobs too in that shot. So good for him. That was
good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Andrew.
All right. Number 3, I have Walter Matthau in Bad News Bears. Number 2, I have the scene in The 40-Year-Old Virgin where I forget the girl, but she's driving down the road and she's like, "Oh, some effing French toast," and she vomits everywhere. That's
Leslie Mann.
Scene. Leslie Mann, yeah, thank you. And then number 1, I have Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean.
But he's always drunk.
He's always
So
drunk.
it's the entire movie.
Yeah.
That's another yes answer.
Yep.
What part? Yes.
Nice. That's good. Didn't really have much people on Twitter participate in this one. Let's see. Designated Quizzers podcast simply said, "I love Beerfest." Let's see. Your next favorite movie says, just put in the GIF, "We're going streaking" from Old School. And Tabby, you put in a scene from this movie. And then Apple Boys podcast just said one of the most underrated comedies ever. And,
My boys.
Yeah, and the Dick Tales podcast says Kristen Wiig repeatedly trying to sneak into class in Bridesmaids.
That was a good one. I love Kristen Wiig so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you for all of those who participated in our top 3. And now we do this.
Wait, what's supposed to happen?
This is where we give this movie a score from 0 to 10. I guess if we're going to do it like the guy does the speech here, 0 being great and 10 being awful, but we're not going to do that because that's confusing. Andrew.
Well, IMDb says it's a 6.2, and unfortunately, I can't go that high. This movie kind of hits me like, kind of like beer hits me. It's just, I'm not a big beer fan. I'm not a big Beerfest fan, but it's okay. I mean, if there was nothing else on, I think I would watch it. But it's not something I'm going to actively seek out to watch again, I think. So I'm going to give this a 4.8 out of 10.
Okay. That's fine. All right, Mike.
I'm going to give it an 8.9 but only because I don't think Monique is funny. Otherwise, I would have given it a 9.5.
All right. Okay. Tabs?
I'm going to give it an 8. 6 points out of it just because Cloris Leachman.
Wait, what? An 8.6?
No, I'll give it an 8. 6 of those points are just because of
Oh,
Cloris
okay.
Leachman.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was confused. Got it. Caleb.
I'm going to go with a 7.5.
All right.
And 7.5 of those points because of beer.
Okay. Well, that's a good enough reason if I can think of any. Sam.
All right. I'm kind of with Andrew on this one. I'm going to give it a 4.89 out of 10. Funny in parts. Funny. I think it would be better if we all watched it together. I honestly think it's one of those. But
You guys have to watch it with us.
Yeah.
That's what makes it funny.
It's a one and done on my end.
All right. I think I liked it a little bit more than you guys did, but I still laughed and stuff. This is again one of those movies where I think I said earlier, it's funnier for me to quote than to just sit and watch. So this will be one that I'll probably quote every now and then. I might just throw a GIF out at you guys, like that'll be more fun with this shared experience than actually just sitting and watching this thing. But I'm going to give this one 5.5 jars of ram's piss.
Which is an odd color of yellow, by the way. It was a weird greenish yellow.
I mean, it was lemonade is what it looked like.
They're
like
severely
Mountain
dehydrated.
Dew with lemonade or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so gross. I don't
It
know.
was country time lemonade.
Yeah. I mean,
Drink some.
I'm sure the trivia probably says what it actually was, but I did like in the kind of the cut scenes there where you can see that they're drinking like just water and stuff, and that they had the CGI in the beer color and stuff. Like that was pretty
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Well, and we've mentioned it before, in any eating or drinking in a movie scene, how many cuts you have to take. I could only imagine if it was really beer.
Yeah, like when you're doing an actual dinner scene, you're not supposed to eat. If you take a bite, then you spit it into a bucket, because otherwise, after take 12, you're gonna want to puke.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's it. That gives us our score of a 5.6225.
Rude.
Yeah, I know.
Rude.
I can already tell that we're not being invited on their show.
Oh
No, you guys are totally going to be invited on our show.
Actually, you are already scheduled to be on the show.
Yeah, that's true. I am.
August 26th through 28th.
Something. Yeah. So please tell my listeners about your show and how they can find it, and especially this really cool thing that I'm going to be a part of later in August.
Well, to find everything about us, just go to Linktree/Happy Hour Podcast 3. We have all of our socials there, all of our platforms most of our platforms where you can listen to us. I couldn't fit them all on there.
And our merch store.
Our merch store, Last Call Merch, is on there from tpublic.com. And as Sean was just saying, at the end of August, on the 26th, 27th, and part of the 28th, we will be attempting to break the world record.
No, we're going to be breaking the world record
for the longest single recorded podcast episode. It will. You can watch it live on our Facebook channel at Happy Hour Podcast 3, and at a later time, however many weeks it takes to upload it to our YouTube channel, you can watch it there at your leisure.
We're going to have so many cool podcasting friends from the indie podcast community. Thank you, Sean, for agreeing to come on.
Yep.
It's going to be a lot of fun and slap happy fun.
And I believe we almost have the time slot schedule completed.
Yep.
So
I just got to throw it out there.
We'll get that out probably by the end of the week, maybe.
I'm going to shoot for it. Yeah.
Okay. So, and we're going to let all the podcasters that are on it just fill in the time slot of their choosing.
Sounds like a blast. I'm looking forward to it, and I might drag these two chuckleheads with me.
Please do.
We hope that all three of you guys are there with us.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, this has been an absolute pleasure to do, and though we did not give it a super high score, I am glad that I watched it. I really am glad that I watched it. This was a good time.
At least it opened your eyes to other Broken Lizard films.
Yeah.
Slammin' Salmon is fantastic.
Club Dread.
Club Dread is
Both
it's
Super
dumb.
Troopers,
I mean,
Puddle
Club Dread is completely stupid as stupid can be. It's like awful, but it's like dumb slapstick comedy, awful.
Cool. I'm here for it, as the kids say. All right, that's it. That's our show. Thank you so much for listening. Go to our website, cheapseatreviews.libsyn.com. There you can find links to all our social medias, including our merch store, where you can buy stuff with my drawing of my dumb chair on it. That'd be really cool. And that's it. At CheapSeatCast is Twitter, Facebook.com/CheapSeatReviews. And that's it. Next week, what are we doing next week? Guys, we're doing a weird movie next week. Our guests picked this very strange movie. It's called Portnoy's Complaint.
What?
It's a movie from the 70s based on a book about a dude who's going through some sexual exploration.
Oh, Lord.
This is
Did they say that you had to watch it with your parents?
They did not say that.
Okay.
But it's I don't know.
Isn't that a rule with these types of movies that you have to watch it with your parents?
It's your rule. I'm not sure why, but
it's like trying to watch Game of Thrones with your parents.
Yeah, especially early seasons.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're doing. Portnoy Complaint. I don't know. I can't
Watch
remember
it with your parents. Yeah.
Portnoy's Complaint. Again, based on a book. I'm looking forward to it only because I hear it's just weird. So we're gonna go from Beerfest to that, and that's all good. On behalf,
Sounds like you're going downhill.
Yeah, I don't know. I know nothing about this film, so I'm really excited to watch it. Also, I mentioned it last week. Here I say it again. Episode 400 is going to be an awesome experience. We're going to be doing a trivia competition, Battle of the Cheap Seat Reviews All-Stars. 11 former guests are coming back on to do battle in trivia on movies and our podcast. I can't wait for it. We're very excited. Episode 400 is coming up really, really soon, so we need to start writing trivia questions. That's going to do it. So on behalf of Mike, Tabs, Caleb, Andrew, Sam, this is Sean saying thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you next week for that movie that I already said.
This is Cheap Seat Reviews.